Fine.
Really?
I had like
Like if Chance wasn't there,
they did. I see they got a recording.
Can you just believe that?
Dude, newbies are so easy.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel kind of bad.
All right. Okay. Hey, guys. Hey. Order. Hey. It's like they have water slushing around in their head every single Friday. All right. Let's see. Council Member Rear, you are summoned here to stand before the multiple crimes that you've been accused of. Do you understand what you've done?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rear, you are being accused of treason against the Council of Taff. Your slanderous lies to defame those brethren who stand with you. Outrageous accusatory claims to the nature of our group and rebelling by trying to make others join in your defection. These crimes are treated as the highest degree of mutiny. Do you know what punishment could lie before you if you are found guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Removal of your council status and complete and total exile from ever playing Taff again.
There's no way that punishment is insane.
You can't play Taff?
Beyond
All right, hey, silence! Silence in my courtroom. Council Member Rear, how do you plead?
Alright, listen. I know it looks bad, and you're confused as to what's going on here. So, let me take you back. Only just a week before. It was an average day on Forsaken. I'm playing as John Doe, wiping lobbies as I usually do. You know, nothing really special. Well, that was until this bastard playing as Taff showed up. No worries, I can deal with this, I told myself. Just one more target. Yeah. That was a stupid mistake. I mean, they probably had a high hour count, and I'm not playing at my best. Obviously, I'm not interested in continuing to get looped by this bastard, so I'll just leave the game. Next game, Cool Kid. Again, wiping the server. Everything was fine. Everything was peaceful. But then, no. Are you kidding me? Isn't this the same guy? There's no way I somehow rejoined the server, right? Well, in any case, this is my chance to redeem myself, so... okay, yeah. Whatever. I'm server hopping again. Okay, surely this time. Surely I can win this game as Jason. Oh, for f***'s sake. What? What do you want from me? Answer me, you mute freak! What is this?
Hey, friend. Noticed you were having troubles.
You asshole, why do you keep joining me?
Can't you see? It's because you got potential, kid.
What?
You think all this looping is a coincidence? You idiot. Ever heard of the Council of Taff?
Yeah, I sure have. You're not trying to indoctrinate me right now, are you?
Well, instead of getting mopped across the floor all day, why don't you try and enjoy the fun? Come on. It's simple. Take a few lessons, reach level 100 on Taff, you'll fit right in.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's the spirit, kid.
So, how do I start exactly?
Right now.
It won! How to tap.
Taff's kit is relatively straightforward. He's a trapper. He's got traps and tricks up his sleeve. You got some tripwires you can lay down, and these little puppies are what'll cause the killer to really make sure they pay attention to their surroundings. You know, the one thing killers despise doing. Nobody wants to have to analyze the corner mid-chase to ensure if it's safe or not, but lo and behold, I'm the reason it's your responsibility. Every single time a killer activates a tripwire by moving across its path, they get slowed, and a red highlight shows up for every single survivor, showing you exactly where they are. Taff's second ability is a subspace trip mine, which will activate when a killer arrives nearby. You know, like the Roblox gear, except instead of destroying the map in your ears, it destroys your vision and your ears. This effect is called subspaced, which is usually paired with helpless depending on how close the killer was to the detonation. Why? Well, that's because some killers, despite everything, still manage to walk it off and lock onto you like a bloodhound. Seriously, epilepsy mode or not, you should not be able to track my exact movements right now. So, you're a trapper. You only got traps to your name. Just traps. Okay, well, a trap isn't exactly very effective if your enemy can see it coming. I know everybody's first instinct is just to chuck these subspace trip mines at the killer, hoping it'll perfectly land and detonate on them, but unfortunately, thinking that is just lunacy. The arming time of the subspace trip mine is just too long for it to actually make it aggressively viable like this, and unless the killer is currently doing the server wiping while blindfolded challenge, they're gonna see it coming. Same goes for the tripwire, except even worse. So let's be rational here. Traps need to be placed in areas where the killer can't react fast enough to do anything about it. Notice how I said can't react fast enough and not can't see. That's because in just about every spot you could pick, these things are pretty damn obvious. Well, aside from a few spots where the actual wire is far less viable. That I'll go over later, but let's try to go over what you can do just about anywhere. Your first approach is to find a wall that has a sharp turn included with it. Essentially, a spot where when you look from the area that you want to lead the killer from, your trap only becomes visible when you take a sharp turn. Typically, killers will just straight up have too little time to react, and you've got yourself a successful trap. These work far better when you're actually leading the killer to a trap, so you can approach from the correct position. But if your round's killer has done their due diligence and can obviously see these traps coming, consider pairing your trap with a subspace trip mine next to it. This then causes the trip mine to detonate while the killer attempts to disarm the trap. Even if they do disarm the trap, you've bought yourself enough time to continue running, making your trap worth it. Any stalling is good stalling. Okay, I get it. It's a little complicated and requires a bit more brain power to effectively utilize. I mean, sure, I try this strategy often and end up making some absolutely horrendous trap placements as I realize what I've done. I mean, who's falling for this? It's why instead I was taught.
Unit 2. Knowing your maps.
Forsaken has a lot of different maps, and actually, maps matter a lot. I mean, if you've had your friends complain to you about the game, or hell, even watched a couple of rant videos, you'll probably soon realize that a lot of the complaints boil down to maps being the reason why the game feels so survivor or killer-sided. I'm not going to be the one to tell you whether or not it's true, but I will be the one to tell you how you can absolutely weaponize the shit out of these maps. Shadows. Shadows are the most basic form of trap placement. You find a dark area in the map, place your trap down at it, and it guarantees that the killers won't notice that a trap was ever there in the first place. A lot more situational as you don't always come across shadows that often, but come on, it's so simple, you can't fight what you can't see. Glass Houses has the most prominent variation of this, and is really where I get a juicy loop going. Like, you'd expect something like this to just be far too audacious, but nope, they trigger the subspace trip mine anyways. So always remember, we stick to the shadows. Camouflage. Look, with all of these maps in rotation, eventually you're bound to find one that'll have designated areas that have the same color as the tripwire. Planet Voss is a perfect example of this. Despite being exclusively bad for any other scenario and probably one of the worst maps to come out of Forsaken, Taff's tripwires look the exact same color as these little castle buildings. It's actually very difficult to notice, and usually killers will be none the wiser. Planet Voss isn't the only map with this camouflage potential. In fact, not even close. That would go to Horror Hotel. Something about this arcade floor pattern interacts with transparency in a way that it becomes genuinely indistinguishable to see your traps. So now you can imagine how going around rigging up every single entrance of the arcade room would be a given. Of course, you don't always have to rig up entrances. I mean, at this rate, you can rig up half the room and it would still not be noticeable enough for the killer to avoid. It's so convincing that even here, I'm confused as to why the game keeps telling me a tripwire has already been placed. Right here and there. Does this count as camouflage? I mean... Oh hey, I just leveled up to 70. At this rate, I'll be part of the Council of Taff in no time. The castle. You may be wondering, what is the significance of the castle? Why does it have its own dedicated section? Well, that's because... Forsooth! We find ourselves under siege! Damn it! This castle, ours by right and honor, ours only! This foolish squire dare attempt to shake its foundations. Nay, we shall not fall. We shall not kneel. We shall reclaim that which is ours. Our resolve as steadfast as the valiant souls who have perished in glorious conflict before us. And for thee to believe we would bend under thy strife. To think this rendereth thee a fool. And now, thou shalt pay the dearest price. Now, let us commence forth.
He's very... Is he gonna hit them?
Defend the castle!
We have to be careful with them too. Oh my god, it's all crumbling.
Unit 3. Working with friends.
As a support, it's typically in your best interest to work with your allies. The most basic premise of this being that you need your teammates to distract the killer so you have enough time to place down your traps. As in most lobbies, you have an on average a 1 in 6 chance of being targeted first. I mean, look at this clip. The Shedletsky is literally emoting on the trap to bait the killer into it. Amazing work! It brings a tear to my eye, really. And here, the guest literally saved me from the mass infection headed my way. No, seriously, guests are your best friends. I get saved here, and even here, I mean, there must be some sort of VIP protection service going on because I'm the most defended man in the world right now. But that's exactly how it should be. We are playing a team game, and your responsibility as a sentinel is to thwart the killer. My responsibility is to ensure that you can keep retreating when necessary to arm back up. It's perfect. Well, as long as I can find my team. Oh, a Builderman. Look, you can synergize with any teammate, but I feel like Builderman and Taff have a very special connection with each other. You know, they both require a lot of setup, and the payoff is tremendous, but you know what's better than a subspace trip mine? A subspace trip mine with a sentry on it. Now we're thinking. Obviously, you want to let your fellow Builderman in on your plan, so it's very important to communicate with them. You can do this by hitting them with the Great! Watch as this poor, unsuspecting Jason gets ravaged by the Mega Glaze combo. I mean, it's great. So long as there's a Builderman on your team, you are unstoppable. But now that I think about it, I rarely see Buildermen at all. What's the deal with that? I'm taking what I can get at this point. Oh, level 80. I'm getting closer to graduation here. Look, as long as there's any teammates around, it's okay. Where are my teammates? Hello? I'm being killed right now. Anybody? Hello? Am I muted? And I die for it. I don't get it. Why do you pick playing a sentinel and then refuse to help your teammates? I've been getting chased around for almost 2 minutes straight, and you could do anything, but you're just sitting there. Please, oh god, please just do something, Shedletsky, please! I can't stand it anymore. I can't. Why am I putting myself through this torture when I get chased and I just can't do anything about it? When I could just so easily just...
Get it 3.5.
Glory to Spawn. There! Trick stab. Run away. Recharge cooldown. Trick stab. Killer thinks they're safe. Trick stab. Now this is therapeutic. I could do this forever, you know? I could just keep going, and at this rate, who the hell even cares about Taff anyways? I don't need to be part of this whole council thing. In fact, Spawn is treating me better. I'll just keep trick stabbing, and every once in a while, maybe I'll get a normal backstab to save my team, and best of all, guess what? I can actually do something about getting chased. Taff, on the other hand, runs around like a headless chicken waiting to be executed. Hey guys. Sorry.
Unit 4. Last man standing.
Okay, fine, I'll admit it. It's a bit ridiculous to think that your teammates will always be there for you, cause the truth is, they won't. And trying to rely on them is lunacy. It's time to ditch them and start standing on your own. Luckily, if you're being left for last, that typically means you've had plenty of time to set up your traps. I've basically marked a whole path for myself here, and now when that timer reaches 114, I know exactly where I want to travel. This is perfect, because during Last Man Standing, you get to apply so much pressure. It's a nerve-wracking final stretch, but the killer can also get nervous and bang. Hell, the premonition of a trap existing is enough to make a killer spiral, as they refuse to be trapped at all. It's great, really, weaponizing paranoia. It makes Taff lean more into the whole mind games of things than you'd think. Now, the final test is using everything I've learned from the past. The horror hotel camouflage, traps behind corners, and you know what? Traps mid-chase. Yep, we're doing this now. Compared to Builderman, your arm time is far, far lower than setting up a building. The easiest thing to do is pop a trip mine and run. But I mean, I like to play stupid and... oh, silly me. There's, not really much else to talk about here. Just use your traps and you're ready to go. That's you, the Taff, trapper. A trapper. Preferably your teammates don't die at all. I mean, oh hey, level 90. Just the final stretch now and I'll soon be officially part of the Council of Taff.
Unit 5. Looping.
Hey, do I really have to show this part? I mean, come on, it's just looping. There's nothing really special about it. Okay. Looping is a great tool for whenever you're in danger. You can do it on any survivor, but as Taff, it's especially necessary when you have no other options. Remember, you can't easily use your trapsmith Jace. So, the old legwork is gonna have to do... oh, look at that. The cool kid is chasing me. Gotta run around the manor to get him off my back. There we go. Perfect. Oh, you're coming back? Okay. Well, I mean, that's fine. Really, it's fine. I'll just run away, you know? Looping! What's going on? Why am I? No. It can't be. No. Oh, I blacked out. What happened? I'm level 100 now? No, stop. There's no way I actually did that. Can't actually have become one of them, right? I would never stoop so low. There's no way. I'm a monster. I can't keep doing this. This whole council thing, it's a cult. It's all just a cult to absolutely ruin poor innocent players' days. There is no other drive here, no other motivations. If you wanted to support your team in the most meaningful way, you'd play Builderman, you'd play Elliot, you'd play any other support. But Taff? No. Taff's sole purpose is to make your day worse, to annoy you, to make you feel anger. And for what? For what? To show that they can? To send a message? I can't keep doing this anymore. You weren't, listening to me, were you? Okay, look, I was just exaggerating.
I say again, Councilmember Rear, how do you plead for your crimes?
Guilty.
Dude, how could you what the name of Taff? Are you serious?
Who is this guy?